Why, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings, a LOTRO guide, and I'm your hosting guide, Zollin Ironshield. And today, my friends, we are going to talk about, why LOTRO is growing. Why is LOTRO growing? Why is LOTRO great? Why has it always been great? Those are the questions I want to answer in this video today, and we'll have some fun together when we talk about it. So I am your hosting guide, Zollin Ironshield, as I just told you. And if you do like, and you enjoy this and I earned it, don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, my friends, let's get straight into it. So I wrote down some questions here to make sure I can stay on track for you. Why is LOTRO growing? There are three big reasons why LOTRO is growing right now, okay, guys? You need a little bit of background about me. I have been playing this game for 15 years, since the first week it started, and I've been playing it almost the whole time, right? With a little bit of down here and there while I was doing college, right? Because busy. But I've been doing it almost the whole time. I have well over a year of actual time logged into this game. I can literally say I lived in Middle-earth for a whole year of my life, at this point in my life. Okay, so again, a little trick, by the way, if you're ever curious how much time you have on a character, you could type /played and look it up. So for example, this character I'm logged in on, which is my main character, Zollin Ironshield, I have 5 months, 2 days, 17 hours, 17 seconds logged in right now on this character, meaning he was sitting logged in. Now, granted, I might not have been playing that whole time. I might have gone AFK and left him all logged in, right? But again, a lot of time. So with moving on, why do you play this character? What are the three reasons why it's growing right now so well? Well, the game has always had a lot of players. There's a little bit of, I just did a video on debunking rumors about LOTRO, which you could check out if you'd like. It's a very positive looking of debunking things. I don't like to be negative. I'm not a negative person. If you watch my channel, you know that. But the big things that are happening right now in the Lord of the Rings world, right, of stuff, is obviously a lot of people are looking. One of the big things for LOTRO is they're doing graphical updates. So again, this is the older area, and if you look around, it still looks pretty darn good, right? Like it still looks, this is in Bree, it's at night, right? It still looks pretty darn nice, but this is one of the older areas. Some of the new areas look better, and they're updating older areas too as they go, but it looks really good. They're doing a really nice job, right, on updating things. It's looking really, really nice. But the next thing that's big and huge is Lord of the Rings Online has always had, I've always said this, okay, this is 2022, I'm doing this video for you guys, so I'm talking about what's now, but I want to also talk about a little in the past, just slightly, we'll add it. LOTRO has always had the best free-to-play system. I've always said this. They are kind of the pioneers of the free-to-play system in the video game world, MMO world. A lot of games competed with them. They won't admit they competed with them, but they did, like World of Warcraft, which is also a decent game. But I know a lot of people who are watching my channel now are actually saying they came from World of Warcraft and they're starting LOTRO, which is very cool. Welcome, everyone. But again, that was a good game too. I'm not gonna say anything negative about other games, even though I know they're having troubles with certain things. But the graphical updates are fantastic, but the free-to-play system has always been great, but they just did a new one, 2022 free-to-play system update. It's huge. They took away a ton of money barrier things that people have always complained about with LOTRO, and they've really like revamped it, you guys. It's such a great time to start LOTRO. So if this is all you come for this video, you don't watch any more than this, play LOTRO right now. It's really worth it, guys. You can try it free. I still recommend VIP is still the way you should play the game, but you can completely enjoy the game even more than used to, because used to free to play you do a lot of work to get enough coins to open the next areas, but now you can get all the way to level 95, all the way to Rohan without any of that, where it used to be you'd be kind of stuck at level 20 and then you have to start doing work to get the next areas. But now all the way to 95, all free. They took out a bunch of barriers. There's no more wallet limit on money that you have to buy an upgrade to your wallet, all this stuff. They got rid of all that. So it's really exciting, really time to play the game right now, and it's just really fun. Okay, so there's that. Now we'll go on to the next question. All right, question or idea that I thought up that were good questions for this. And then of course, whether you like the third one, by the way, so free-to-play system graphic update, and then the Amazon TV series coming out for Lord of the Rings. Now, whether you like or dislike the Amazon TV series already, or you have seen it, I'm waiting to reserve judgment until I've seen it, but I will tell my views and opinions on the channel later, once it's out. But whether it's good or bad, right, and I'm rooting it'll be good, but we never know. Whether it's good or bad, the series, someone said this comment on my channel once, is very funny and I liked it. they're going to bring more players to LOTRO. So it's going to, people are going to go, oh, there's a Lord of the Rings MMO, I want to play that, right? So it's going to reinvigorate more players, which we are already seeing on a great scale. There are so many players adding to the game right now. So that's huge, right? So again, that's another big thing. These are the reasons the game is growing so much right now. The game has never been at a point where it was dying. You can see that in my debunking video. That's never been a thing. But it has been less community a few years ago than it has been this last year. Okay, so again, we have a lot of longtime hardcore players who have always been here. They've had a huge base Lord of the Rings online community, but now we're getting lots of new players, which is really exciting to get new people here, and that's why I'm making these videos for you guys. So I hope that you do like it. If you do, like and subscribe, and so that is very exciting. So now let's talk about a few other things, right, that are positive about the game that might want to make you whet your appetite and play the game even more from a longtime player's perspective. The graphical updates, right? Super huge, right? That's a big one, right? We just talked about that. And then awesome classes, MMO gameplay, and unique. Okay, so it is a very classic MMO style, right? So if you're someone who likes the classic, like World of Warcraft style, now I would actually venture to say, without saying anything against other games, that Lord of the Rings Online is a little bit fresher, a little bit newer, because it is a few years younger than World of Warcraft, and Lord of the Rings Online has done a little bit better job of staying fresh feeling, in my opinion, where it's feel like when they've updated things over time, that it doesn't feel super old like some other games do that are from its time frame, right, of 15 years plus ago. So that's a huge one. That's a great one. And then the classes, you can really play any class. Play the class you want to play. I'll have a video on classes. I have an older one, I'm gonna have a newer updated one, so check them both out. But classes are, you can really play whatever class you want. Just play the class that you think you would enjoy, which you know, there's so many of them. Go watch my class video. Do you want to be a tank? Do you want to be a damage dealer? Do you want to be someone that does magic or hunting? There's very limited magic in Lord of the Rings Online, which is true to Tolkien, really. Because again, one big thing that's positive about Lord of the Rings Online, you guys, it's true to Tolkien. It's so true to Tolkien. They work so hard to stay. Yes, there's things added into the game that aren't officially in the stories of Tolkien, but Tolkien has so much lore anyway. They have so much to work with. But there are things they've added for storylines and plots besides the main story of the War of the Ring that they've added in stuff. But it's all true to Tolkien. They try so hard. Like I saw an interview the other day. You guys go watch it. It's a Nerd of the Rings' interview with one of the people who do the lore, one of the lore masters of the Lord of the Rings Online, and he works so hard on trying to stay true to what Tolkien based on languages and like naming characters and NPCs. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, so that's a huge one that's a huge plus for this game. It's super lore accurate, and it's super, even if with the stuff that isn't to the lore, they try their very hardest to stay true to Tolkien. So it's really worth it there. So that's another positive to the game. And then again, classic MMO feel. It's very fun, but yet there are some special unique things to LOTRO that are not in other MMOs. There is mounted combat. Now in the past, a little disclaimer, mounted combat has had problems with rubber banding and stuff a little bit in some of the areas. They're working on fixing that. They've done some good job. I have way less of that now these days than before. They have a legendary system which they just updated, which is basically your weapon levels with you after level 50 once you get it. Once you get a legendary weapon, it levels with you. So you don't have to constantly be getting a new weapon all the time, which is really fun. You can customize your weapon to benefit what kind of skills and playstyle you use. So that's a huge one. There's some unique gameplay right there with that. I love that about the legendaries and mounted combat system. And then beautiful art style. We talked about this already, but the game is just gorgeous. They're updating graphics. Again, I like to explain this from a positive perspective. A lot of people are like, oh, the game looks old. You know, oh, it's old. Yeah, it looks great, you guys. The game looks fantastic. When you're walking through Middle-earth, again, it's an art style, right? Now, granted, the thing is, this game is using a system, right? Their goal is to make their art style look realish, but it's an art style. They want to stay true to their art style, right? And it looks fantastic. I love how LOTRO looks. I've always loved how LOTRO looks. You've probably seen pictures of this game, not even knowing it if you're a Tolkien fan, you know, things, and then you'll be like, oh, so that's where that picture was from. It was from LOTRO, right? So great art. It's really added a lot to the Tolkien world and how things look. But again, it's not gonna look, it's the system, even though they're updating stuff, it's not gonna look like, you know, these newest games like Horizon Zero Dawn or Elden Ring or all these new games that are coming out, because they're using brand new engines, and their goal in those new games are to try to make the game look like it's real life for us, right? They're trying to make it look like what we would see in real life as best we can. And even then, like, I was looking at Elden Ring the other day with my brand new system, and I like Elden Ring. I'm not trying to offend it. Don't ever freak. Don't leave yet. I'm not saying anything against Elden Ring. I actually really like it. I got some videos on the channel already about Elden Ring. I'll have more in the future. It's a beautiful game. It's really fun, and I think I can play it because it's got Ring in the name. But it still doesn't look like real life, right? It's still an art style itself too, right? Elden Ring, because you go and look at something real close and you still see it's kind of blurry looking, or the texture or something, even with the best system you can use. But again, Lord of the Rings Online looks great. So this thing about it doesn't look good, you know, it's old, it's just not true, you guys. Watch some of my tour episodes, especially watch my newer ones now that I have my new system. They can give you the full, almost the visuals of what I'm saying. Not quite, you can never quite do that with recording, but almost. I'm gonna do a tour episode of Evandin Lake. Oh, it's so pretty there. It's such a beautiful game. So the art style is amazing. That's a huge one. So anyway, let's continue on so we can finish up the video here. Great community, you guys. Oh my gosh, the Lord of the Rings Online community is so awesome. Okay, you guys, so awesome. If you're lost, if you need help, you have a question, you ask in the world chat, and people will answer your questions. They will be happy to answer your questions. And that's after 15 years of the game being on. It's still like that. And that is so huge for me. I want a community that's fun to play with, right? And by the way, you guys are fantastic, my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys too. Lots of you, you're a wonderful community. It's been such a blessing to me doing the channel with you guys all supporting me and liking my videos. It really means a lot. But that aside, the LOTRO on the Lord of the Rings Online community is fantastic, you guys. It is like one of the best you're gonna get. And I'm a longtime player of also League of Legends and many other games, and I've played World of Warcraft and all these other games that are kind of, you know, similar. They have good communities too. Nothing wrong with them. But we all know, if we've played in those communities, that there is the occasional 20-30% of them are, you know, salty or toxic, or all these different words we like to use for describing people like that. Trolls, right? That happens a lot in those games, right? But there are great parts of those communities too. I've been in those communities a long time too. They're fantastic. But I'm always like to be positive about things. But Lord of the Rings Online, there are so few people that are bad like that. Like it is like non-existent in Lord of the Rings Online, which is amazing, right? So the community is fantastic. It's a huge reason to play the game. If you're a Tolkien fan, well, duh, it's a huge reason to play the game right there. Right, if you love Tolkien and his stuff, you will get so much. If you're someone who's read every book and know all the details and know every detail of the movies and all the adaptations and all the stuff, you gotta try LOTRO. Even if you're not a big video game player, guys, you gotta try it, okay? There's so many things you can do in LOTRO, and that leads into my next question here, okay? And again, there was a thing, before I lead into the next question, I want to talk about one other thing. How many players are in the game, right? I debunked this in my debunk video a little bit. Oh, there's not a lot of players. That's not true, okay? So even at its low point, like 5 years ago, and no, I'm not going to link a thing to prove this or not. This is just knowledge I knew from back then talking to people. Lord of the Rings Online had more active players than Guild Wars 2. Back when Guild Wars 2 was huge, okay? This is like 5 years ago I'm talking about. So no, it's never had problems dying. This is not, don't worry about that. Positive, that's why it's growing. 2022 right now, it's growing because of the reasons I gave at the beginning of this video, okay? So very exciting, another reason to play the game for sure. And again, the game, this is another huge thing with the mechanics of the game. It's a simple game to learn and complex, okay? So you can jump right in, learn how to walk around with WASD. I have guide videos on all this stuff too, for beginners all the way up to more advanced players. But if you need that as a new player, right, check them out. But you can do basic stuff, learning to walk around, just explore the world, see stuff. Oh wow, this is so cool. Really basic, really simple. And then once you start learning and leveling and stuff, and that's half the fun of the game, right? When you start getting into the more intense hardcore stuff where you have to get all your stats up, get your best gear, go into rating, that's where it gets more complex. So there's stuff for everyone. If you're a new player who just wants to enjoy yourself and relax and do simple things, there's all the stuff you can do. If you're a long-time player and you want to do complex stuff, or you're someone who likes complex into your game, It's there for you too. So that's really cool. I find that really cool. And then there is stuff kind of for everyone when it comes to, now we're going to lead into my question I said a second ago. There's solo stuff for people who like to be solo, and there's stuff for people doing groups and raids. So there's really stuff for all kinds. And then if you say you're someone you don't really want to do a lot of combat, you just kind of want to level with quests and relax, you can do that. There's also things, collections. There's all sorts of collections. There's pet collections. There's different cosmetic collections. There's different emote collections, horse collections. If you're a collector kind of person, if you like to do deeds and get titles and collect different places and explore the world, there's deeds. There's all sorts of things. If you're someone that likes to craft and you just like to do a business kind of in the game and be a little business guy on the corner, you could be that guy to start something and stand in the middle of town and be like, hey, I'm selling blah 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 in the world chat, in the trade chat. You know what I mean? You could do that. There's so many things you could do besides the main stuff, except they have so much you can do with the main stuff. Why would you not, right? With the questing and stuff, you can do all of it if you want, but there's so much to do in the game. So lots of different things for lots of different types of players for a game like this. Whether you're a long-time MMO player or a brand new player, there's stuff for you. So check it out. It's really fun. So, and hopefully if you need guides, if you're a newer player, you can check out my guides too, and that'll help you get a little head start on things if you don't want to learn the hard ways on some things. And then there's normal servers and there's legendary servers. This is a big one. So when you start legendary servers, you have to be VIP. Again, I would recommend VIP as one of the best ways to play the game. But now with the new free-to-play system being updated this year, you could easily enjoy this game free-to-play for many hundreds of hours of gameplay before you'd have to go into VIP. And at that point, if you enjoy it that much, you might want to go into VIP, right? At that point, but then you could test it for hundreds of hours before you actually have to commit to anything, right? Where before you'd be only able to play like 50 to 100 hours, and then you'd have to pay money to really enjoy the game, right? Even though it did have the best free-to-play system, it really still did. It really did. But that was before the update, which is huge for all of us. And then we have the legendary. Oh, sorry, normal server versus legendary. Normal is just all the servers, right? And some of them are European, some of them are NA. North America. They have different servers for that to help with things with lag, but really you can play on any of them. It's not too bad from what I found, but you know, you be the judge of that. You can try different characters in different servers. And then a big one is the legendary servers, which are basically servers that bring the cap back down to a certain level, which is like the original level 50, and they slowly add each expansion again, which is kind of fun because you can have all the new players at a certain time and group. And I'm assuming once they get to the max level of those servers, they'll probably add more legendary servers in the future to start it all over again, so you can rejoin in a year or two, right? So that's pretty cool. It's a really cool little thing to the game. That's another reason to play. It's super fun. We already talked about the best free-to-play system. That was the last note I heard here. And then of course, that's a little joke I wrote here. And Zollin Ironshield's in this game. I'm here. But that's just kind of a fun little joke at the end. But again, yep, my channel mostly focuses on the Lord of the Rings online. So it's kind of my canvas, though I do all things Tolkien on my channel. You can check them out. I am your hosting guide, Voice of the Rings, or Zollin Ironshield, whether you like to use my channel name or my name, Zollin Ironshield. All right, you guys. Well, I hope that helps water your appetite for playing the Lord of the Rings online and show you why it's growing so much right now. And if you were here for the whole episode, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So hopefully this also shows why LOTRO has been great and is getting even great again. And it always has been. Implying great again means it wasn't before, but it's always been really a great game. It really has. But right now is a great time to start, you guys. So you should start. You should totally check it out. If you need guides, I'm here. You can leave questions in the comments. If you can't find a video out of my like 90 guide videos on my guide playlist, you're welcome to leave a comment. I'd be happy to make a video or answer your question in the comments. Every question is good. I never think a question is dumb, so just go for it. I will point you to a video if I already have the answer in a video for you. And you guys have a wonderful day in Middle Earth, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to my wonderful Patreons for your support. We have a Discord. If you guys join Patreon, you get to join the Discord, so that's kind of fun. But freely too, I have links down there. If you do join Crick Hollow, I have Facebook and Twitter down there. And then I will invite you for free, of course, to fellowship. Kinship. in the Lord of the Rings online if you'd like to join us on Crick Hollow. And the subscribe button is going to be right there. And the next episode will be up there on the top left for my LOTRO Guide playlist. And down there on the other side will be my LOTRO Tale, which is my content, entertainment content of me going through the game doing voiceovers for you in the Lord of the Rings online. All right. Anyway, there's a little random voice. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day in Middle-earth, my friends. Thank you so much again to my Patreons. And I will see you all in the next episode of Voice of the Rings, and I hope that you'll join us in the Lord of the Rings Online, because that's my hope, to always keep this game going, because it is fantastic, and it sticks to Tolkien's lore, and that's what we love. Thank you, Standing Stones team. Baruch Khazad Khuzad I menu. See you guys.